Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Ryan with Degenerate Passive Income coming to you today on a Tuesday evening, November 4th, 2025. Ladies and gentlemen, we are here again for our date night, DeFi date night, that is. The one and only AJ Brockman is with us from EMP Fusion, EMP Money, EarnFi, Honor versus Madness, Bernard Bonds, Plazm. I mean, everything under the sun, ladies and gentlemen. He's always here. I'm always here every single Tuesday night, except we've missed a couple. We've been doing this for like 6, 7 months, 8 months. I don't know what it is, but we don't want to miss. We are 100% transparent. The wallets are doxed. Everybody is doxed. This is what DeFi needs. This is what the people want. This is what the people need. And we love it. We love to come here and talk with you guys. Please ask questions in the chat about anything. We are here for questions. Whether you can guys just come on. Hey, you know what? You guys are morons. Hey, thank you. We'll keep grinding. And you know what? I believe in the end, we're going to win. So with that said, also, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to talk about it a little bit right away. We have a huge announcement, and I am super excited because there is nothing like it in the space. And we are go for launch at the end of the month, I believe. AJ will talk about it a little bit. And it helps Bernard Bond. It helps when anything that helps Bernard Bonds helps out DexFi, helps out treasury bonds. It helps out the whole ecosystem. This is how protocols are supposed to be built, ladies and gentlemen. One on top of the other, each one of them helping each other out. Okay. So with that said, AJ, thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule, because we know you're a busy guy, and just spending time with me and everyone. I know people love to ask questions. You are the man. So welcome back.
Thank you, Brian. Glad to be here, man. Another crazy day in crypto, bro. I know all of us, especially on days like today, may be questioning our life choices. But I'm actually really bullish, and we'll talk about that tonight for sure. But yeah, obviously we see Ethereum taking a big dip. I do think, again, we talk about it every single week. But honestly, it's really been beneficial to the ETH ratio in bonds. So a lot of you may have noticed, even with, at one point today, it was like a 10% dip, or even more than that, 14% dip on that wick down on ETH. The bonds have still been right around 0.33, 0.3, depending on bonds or treasury bonds or Bernard bonds. So to me, that says that we are actually gaining on that ETH value. And typically when you see a big dip in ETH, then it's magnified in alts, meaning a 14% dip on ETH would be a 40% dip on alts. And we're really just not seeing that anymore. So to me, that tells me we're a lot closer to the bottom. And just a lot of the indicators are very similar to what happened back in April. And I know, Ryan, I mean, we were really scared back then too, but a lot of people loaded up on our original protocol before we went to bonds in that time frame. I mean, ETH was down around what, maybe 1500, somewhere 1800, somewhere in there. So that was the last big dip that we had, and a lot of the indicators are the same with that. So I think, again, this could be the short-term bottom, and we do see the extended cycle, into next year. Now, crypto Twitter and all the guys in the trenches are saying it's over. If we close the week under the 52-week moving average on Bitcoin, then I'm going to get a lot more scared. But overall, just everything is really shaping up. We're oversold. Fear and greed index is like at a 27. That's the lowest it's been since that dip in April. So I think there's a lot of things at play that are a little more optimistic than people may realize.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we saw a sub $100,000 bit. I honestly didn't think we'd ever see sub $100,000 Bitcoin yet this year, because obviously everyone knows what happens in November. I got multiple DMs today asking, "Oh my God, what's happening in the market, guys?" It is Vanguard, it is State Street, it's BlackRock, it is people manipulating the market, taking profits, and they're going to buy it all the way back up. This is what happens every single cycle. Okay. I do not get concerned. I am ETH and a Bitcoin maxi. I hold a ton of both. I am not worried. Okay. None of this is financial advice, but it's millions of dollars will be made in the next 30 days, in my opinion. People are going to be buying. I mean, I don't think, $95,000 Bitcoin is out of play. Some people are even saying 80. It does not matter. I'm buying it. I'm buying all the way down. I'm going to dollar cost average in. And on the way up, when I believe that ETH hits $8,000-9,000, I'll dollar cost sell a little bit. Well, knowing me, I'm not going to sell because I'm a moron. I don't take profits ever. I mean, you guys know me. You guys know me well enough where Janicki just rides stuff out until the wheels fall off, whether it wrecks them or it doesn't. So that's just the way I roll, guys. And you guys should be enjoying watching the show. So with that said, guys, don't panic. Things will even out, in my opinion. And things will be okay. Obviously, when ETH goes up, look at this APR. We were at 70, 78 or whatever it was, a day ago. Now we're at 90s because the price of ETH is down, and that makes a difference on how, the assets are performing against ETH is what, has everything to do with that. And we'll talk about that as well. But first, AJ, I want to drop some alpha on that new thing that's coming out. We've been talking about it for about 2 months now, and finally it's coming to fruition because I know you're busy with other stuff, and I just want to talk about it. We'll give away more alpha next week. We could talk about, there's still some things in the background that are being worked out, guys, but we know it's possible to launch at the end of the month, and we know most of the mechanics of it. But I'll let you take over, AJ, and explain what's going on.
Yeah, 100%, Ryan. So we have a really exciting new build in the works. So again, this will be completely decentralized. I don't own it. Ryan doesn't own it. It's completely code on the internet, but it will provide TVL into Bernard bonds. And we had such great success with Plazm utilizing this similar sort of concept, but we didn't want to create something that was competing with Plazm. And so some of our whales got together and we said, hey, what would be a really cool idea? And so we are actually going to implement a community jackpot protocol that is a always growing jackpot through the yield of Bernard bonds. So how this will work is, every day or once a week, you're able to buy tickets that goes to bonds, all growing TVL in Bernard bonds, and then there is a split of the yield that will, number one, always grow the jackpot, and number two, will always guarantee up to 10 winners of those that get into the protocol each week. So again, a lot of people are into gambling on meme tokens, and so we wanted to create something that is going to promote TVL in Bernard bonds and be essentially an ever-growing jackpot. So I'm really excited for that. We'll have a lot more details in the next week to a month, hopefully being launched by the end of the month. But again, really cool stuff to continually build incentives to get into the bonds in a decentralized way that also rewards the community. So really excited for that.
Yeah, I see one comment. So gambling, basically. You know what? JMC or IMC panic. It's yeah, I guess kind of. Okay. You can call it that, but we can't call it. We can't call it the L word or the P word. You guys can about imagine. I mean, we don't want any trouble. We can't say those words. It's essentially if you were to, go into the big ones in the United States, that starts with the P, everybody know what it is. You buy a $2 ticket and you have a chance to win billions of dollars. Okay. So that's what this is going to be. Couple of bucks in, USDC base, I think probably, AJ.
Yeah, 100%. It'll be on base again, fully decentralized, no owners, just code on the internet, and all again being a perpetual jackpot through bonds, which again is really cool, meaning that jackpot will always grow without new users. So that's a really cool thing that again no other community jackpot sort of protocol like this has been able to accomplish. There's a few that try to do it, but none of them do it in a transparent way that will show the positions. And then if somebody does win by matching all the numbers, then we just liquidate the bonds, and that means a massive 10% goes to all of us that are in bonds. So it's again a really a net positive no matter how you look at it. And if this catches on, we could see 2, 3, 4 million bucks easily in new deposits into Bernard bonds. So really excited for that. And again, there's a lot of other mechanisms that I'm not even getting to yet that I think a lot of you will be excited for. So again, obviously, winning all the numbers is like a 1 in 300 million chance or something like that. But we have a lot of cool things that will have, guaranteed winners every single week. So
yeah, guaranteed winners every Friday night, guys. I think like 10 of them or something. And yeah, there's a little bit of gambling involved. If you're in crypto, you're gambling regardless. Okay,
for sure.
This is gambling, man. This is magic internet money going into wallets that nobody even knows what they are. I mean, MetaMask, Trust. I mean, whatever it is, nobody knows those people. It's magic internet money. But you know what? That magic internet money I can go and send to my bank. So then it gets turned into real money. So in my opinion, crypto is there's some gambling to it. I'm a gambler. Okay. I take chances. I take risks. So far in my lifetime, I've taken some risks for sure on real estate and things of that nature. And it's panned out for me. I'm a risk taker right now. I probably wouldn't change a thing that I've done, but with that said, you know what? We'll just move on from that. Any questions about that stuff, guys? Put them in the comments. Like I said, every single week for the next 4 weeks, we're going to be revealing more. Like AJ said, there's other things out there that, inside of this, the community jackpot, that are going to help the people who decide to put into the community jackpot, helping out the bonds, helping out this, helping out that. We'll talk about all that. Henry Jones says, would need to own Bernard bonds to participate in this game. No, you do not need to own Bernard. You don't need to own anything. Okay. All you need to own is USDC on Base Network, and you can get in this thing for $2. Okay. And less than 1 cent in gas. So, Henry Jones, if you don't have any Bernard bonds, you know what? $106 per bond might be time to pull the trigger on some. And with the price of ETH, in my opinion, probably going to triple. You know what? I think you're going to be laughing in 4 to 6 months. Just my opinion, not financial advice. So we'll move on from that. That's what's going on, guys. Any more questions? Put them in that chat, please. With that said, let's get back to Bernard bonds. We see the price at 107.86, okay, 0.0335 ETH. I'm not super concerned. I hold a ton of ETH on multiple ledgers, guys. Guess what? My ETH is down holding it, okay? Down from 4,900 to whatever it is now, 3,100 or whatever. Yeah, 30, whatever it is, okay? That's a big hit. But I choose to put a large percentage of my ETH in Bernard bonds because I'm making USDC on top of it, okay? This number right here, I'm making 90.06 APR percent right now. This is a live number and it changes. This will change throughout the stream, guys, okay? This will change. It's a live number. It's all tracked on DBank. There's nothing else like this in the space as far as transparency. The co-founder we're here with you every Tuesday night. Nobody else is doing it. DBank, you can't hide money, okay? You want to know what's going on with the protocol? You click this little box right here. It brings you over. It shows when people mint. It shows when they take profits out of what pools. It is all here, guys. It shows the whole portfolio. Every single dollar is tracked in here. Right there, $25,000 in assets right now, holding for getting into the right entry into certain farms, into certain coins. And here is every single vault that every single dollar and the Bernard Bonds investors is in these vaults. It's all here for you to see. Obviously, the ranges aren't in there. The entries, that's the most important is the ranges. The entries aren't in, the exits. This is just where the money's at, all these different vaults. It's all here for you to see, guys. There's no smoke and mirrors. There's no hiding behind a screen. It's all here where you can just be like, okay, I see, we got this much in assets and we're in this. It's right here. You cannot hide it. And it's a beautiful thing, in my opinion. Nobody else is doing it. I think Monstros does it, but they pay like 14 cents a day or 14 cents a month. I don't know what it is, but hey, respect to Monstros too. They're still rolling, so we got to give them that much. So the price of let's talk real quick about the price of the bonds, how that is determined, AJ, and what's going on with that.
Yeah, absolutely, Ryan. So again, we've definitely listened to everybody's feedback. We're still experimenting with this to a certain extent as well. And so the way that the NFT price is determined, it's both in ETH value and then in dollar value. So what determines the dollar value is easy. That is just the dollar value of ETH because everything is priced in ETH. So again, even if everything stayed exactly the same and ETH doubles, but all the LP positions are the same, and all the other assets move up with it, then the price in terms of dollars would be double what it is now, but it would still be 0.035 ETH. So that's the first part of it. The second part is how do we get that 0.035 ETH to go up and not down? Well, what determines that is the actual ratio of ETH with all the other assets in the fund. So when you mint a bond, that ETH is then put into the fund, and then that ETH is deployed into other LP positions, liquidity positions, meaning the ETH has to go and buy half Ethereum. Well, it's already ETH, so it stays, but the other half has to buy another asset. Now, sometimes it's Bitcoin, sometimes it's USDC, and sometimes it's other alt tokens. And so what we've seen is over the last 5 months, or since the fund Bernard Bond started, unfortunately, ETH and or alt rather have just been going down slowly as a general rule. And so we're hoping for what we call an alt season where the alts will outperform ETH. And once alts start to outperform ETH, then that ETH value will go up, if not faster than when it went down. So again, all of it is liquid, all of it is fully fluid and transparent. And there's never a situation where if everybody went to redeem their bonds today, that there wouldn't be enough Ethereum or assets to cover it. So all that is really important to know. And based on what I was saying a little bit earlier, we have done some of the math, and I know Grover is here in the chat. He's our math guru. But even in a worst case scenario, I saw somebody posting this today. If ETH and every single asset that we have in the bonds went to zero tomorrow, bonds would still be worth about $15 each. So again, there's never a situation that the entire fund would go to zero, and we're a lot closer to a bottom than a top. Now, some people might argue with that. Again, that part of it is a matter of opinion, but that's definitely our opinion in terms of what we've seen in different cycles. And so even if we don't get an alt season and things normalize, then we're still earning 100% APR roughly, at these levels. So, and you again, you don't have to take my word for it. You can go back and look at the previous videos. Even over the last 2 or 3 weeks, we've really started to mitigate the ETH value going down. It's been right around that 0.03, 0.33 range, and we've been able to hold it there. We've also increased some compounding as well. So even though APR is still insanely high, we are compounding more into the principal balance as well. So there's a lot of things at play that determine that ratio. but we're doing our best to mitigate all that. And I think a lot of people too would be have been explaining that they'd be happy with a little bit less APR if that meant that the principal balance would at least stay or increase over time. So remember, that's the balance that we have to play. Obviously, everybody loves high APR, but you unfortunately it's very difficult to get both. So you can't have your principal balance always going up and have 100+% APR. So it is a bit of give and take. But I think we're dialing it in, and as soon as we get a real alt season, whether it's this month, next month, or sometime in 2026, then the bond ratio could go crazy, and then now we're right back at 0.1 ETH per bond, which is what we started at. So that's very, very possible.
Right, exactly. And pay attention, guys, when AJ said, he never used the word collateralized, but that's what it is. If everyone were to sell their bonds right now, there is enough ETH in the pot, okay, to make everybody whole on the price of those bonds. If one person stays in, well, you can do the math real quick here. There's $616,000. If everyone, took out, someone would be earning an APR on what, $6,162. That would stay in the pot, 10% of that. Or no, it'd be 61,620.
Yeah.
That would stay in there. And that one person who stuck to it and decided, I ain't selling nothing, would be earning an APR in that 61,000 all by themselves until someone bought more bonds. Guys, there's nothing like it in the space. It's 100% collateralized, and that is a beautiful thing. Nobody else is doing that. Nobody else doesn't hold your funds, right? You can mint your bond right now, sell it 5 minutes later. Your money is never locked, okay? It's locked for 48 hours because you're probably gonna have to wait 40 hours for that because that's not part of the smart contract, okay? It takes them about 48 hours to pull the assets and send you your ETH. Remember, when you sell your bond, you get the underlying asset, which is ETH on base. When ETH goes up, obviously your bond is going to be worth more. So the paper hands are I think are probably out of it. I don't think more than probably 100 bonds maybe has been sold since day one, so not bad. But people are smart. They're hanging in there. They're like, hey, I'm willing to ride this train, ride it out. And those are the smart ones. They believe in ETH. They believe in the team. And they believe in the protocol, and we need people like that on board, and that's what we're doing, guys. As you can see, I claimed this amount last week. There was $1,023, I think. So this week, exactly 7 days ago, guys, I've made $823 this week. Okay, in the last 7 days, which is $105, $104 a day, whatever it is. Not too bad. I have done nothing for that. Okay, so $100 a day, I'll take it. Some people work full time to make that clear. Okay. So, and that's only, that's 90% APR on $12,000, $13,000. So, not too bad. And maybe we should talk about that. Oh, I want to say one thing, guys, you can claim this too. All right. Anytime you want. I always wait till it's 1,000 just because I'll wait till next, Tuesday to claim this or whatever. And we'll do it live again just to show people it's instant. If there's 1 cent in here, you can claim it, guys. Anytime you want. You claim a USDC. And what this number is right here, this 823, is this percentage, the APR, on this amount, okay? It's not on what you purchase it for. It is on this amount because that's what that's what my 120 bonds is worth right now, $12,815. And that's the APR it's making right now. I see it just went up again. I don't know, ETH just tanked some more or whatever. Yeah, 3184, another big red nasty candle. I mean, let it go. Let's get the paper heads flushed out, the manipulators. Let's get it over with so we can go to the moon. And that's just my opinion. So the APR is what it is. A lot of people are like, oh my God, it's down to 70%. What are we gonna do? Guys, that's still 6% a month. Excuse me. I don't know where else you're getting 6% a month. Right now, it's like 7.5% a month at this APR. I own a ton of real estate that does not make me that, and I have to deal with toilets and tenants and everything else. Excuse me, but yeah. With that said, I mean, killer APR, and 100% collateralized. transparency like no other. I don't know what you want to add to that, AJ.
Yeah, no doubt, Ryan. I mean, again, I think we cover a lot of it every week, but happy to go over it again and again. It's what we wanted to see in a protocol. I mean, we've been doing concentrated liquidity providing for upwards of 4 years now, and it's been through bear and bull cycles. That's another thing we didn't talk about yet. Obviously, we hate to see ETH and Bitcoin go down and alts and all this, but what that means is there's a lot more volume in the market as well. And I see a question, or maybe that was from last week. I remember a question about where does the fees come from? And the short answer is we earn from all the trading volume in those LP positions. So again, if somebody's trading Bitcoin and ETH, we provide liquidity for Bitcoin and ETH. And every time someone buys or sells Bitcoin or ETH within that particular LP pool, we get a part of the fees. It's anywhere from 0.1% to 1%, and even more depending on how concentrated the range is. And again, all that is done through Dex Finance and the system that we have in place, best in class automated management of LPs. And so, all that being said, we are earning even when the markets are going down. So, and that's why, as the APR grows from fees and the price goes down, then APR goes even higher. So, all of that is relative to, how the protocol operates.
Exactly. And what we're talking about, guys, when AJ's talking about ranges, let's see if I can find it here because I always struggle with it. It's personal.
Yep, you're almost there. Total. Yeah, total. Oh, yep,
Total.
there you go. Now you'll see it. Yeah.
Okay, and here's what AJ's talking about. Here's the ranges, guys. Okay, and you can see it's what rebalanced once or twice here in the last about a month and a half, maybe, or almost a month. That's not too shabby. Explain to what's going on here, AJ.
Yeah, absolutely, brother. So again, bonds are essentially the easy button of what you're seeing right here in front of you. And to Ryan's point earlier, all this can be self-custodied. You don't have to do anything with bonds. If you have the knowledge and ability to stay in front of your computer and look at different positions and manage this on your own, we encourage that. We love the idea of self-custody, but I know, myself, Ryan, a lot of you, we have lives and we're busy building. And, I like the set it and forget it mentality, especially when it's, under the umbrella of our expertise. I never recommend just setting and forgetting your crypto portfolio for sure. But under bonds, all of this is happening under the hood. So right now, this is ETH REI that we're looking at. That is one of the LPs that we have in bonds. And what our system does, it is one of the only systems that is an automated liquidity management. And so that's called an ALM. And we take it a step further, and it's actually driven by AI. So we call it an AILM, or automated intelligent liquidity manager. And what this does is it will set the ranges of your LP providing for you. And so what we're seeing in front of us here, the gray boxes are the ranges. And what you want to do is basically have the tightest range possible, but not too tight that you're rebalancing, every day or every hour. Because if your range is too tight and you get rebalancing every few hours, you get killed with what we call impermanent loss or erosion. Both of those things are really bad, and it's essentially um, instead of buying the dip and selling the top, you're selling the top and buying the dip over and over and over again. So it makes your principal balance go down. And so what we do is we have a system now that keeps those boxes as close to that white line, which the white line is the current price. So over the last, since October 22nd, it's been absolutely perfect because that white line has been almost in the middle of the entire range for multiple days. And so when that happens, you make the most money possible through LP providing. So all that is done again through the system. If I was doing that on my own, I would barely be able to manage, 2 or 3 positions, and I'd have to be awake for, 20 hours a day. So all this system does it for us. And yeah, again, there's nothing like it on the market right now that is able to determine the ranges. There are other automated liquidity managers, but they're literally rebalancing, upwards of 2 or 3 times a day. So we do it in a much different way.
Yeah, that's why I like the easy button, guys, and the easy buttons Bernard bonds or DexFi treasury bonds right here, guys. Look at there's almost 19,000 bonds minted. We're just at like 5,700 Bernard bonds. Obviously, that went way up with Plazm and everything. And their APR is higher than Bernard bonds right now, 114% compared to, what was Bernard, 90? I mean, that's what, 24%? That's a big deal. But a week, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, we used to be way ahead of DexFi treasury bonds. That's why I hold both, because I want to be diversified into both. I know AJ does the same thing. He's got a ton of both. Don't be afraid to get yourself some treasury bonds. If you're in treasury bonds, don't be afraid to buy buy this dip with Bernard bonds. It's all goes into the same private pools, ladies and gentlemen. Making daily yield that you can track on the blockchain. Everything is in front of you, and it's been amazing. It is the easy button. But I mean, like I said, if you have time to go over here, connect your wallet, get yourself some ETH on base, be my guest to go research all the coins, research this, research that, go watch the ranges, set your own ranges. I don't have time to do that. I did these 3, I think about, 4 months ago, something now, maybe even 5. And you can see I'm still making these daily yields. I'm down on principal, but I'm still making 0.22, 0.76, 0.65. I have no idea what these coins are. I don't care. I did it for content to show you guys that I'm still making. I could take out $73 right now, but I'm just gonna leave it because I don't think about it, because I want to show you guys what's growing and what's working and what's not. It's working, okay? The AILM was working. All 3 of these are that the REI, the banker, and the ETH, or the SPX. Like I said, no idea what they are. But I told AJ, you know what? Give me some coins to go in. I'm doing this just for content. I'm about $100 in each one, and that's what I did like 4 months ago. I've made my money back. Okay, so this is just whatever it's making on top of this. It's fine. Okay. I'm more than happy to wait 4 months to be ROI. That's not an issue for me. I know people need to get out of the mindset. They want to get rich overnight. Like I've heard from multiple people, when's the APR going to go up from 80 or 90%? Guys, if you're looking for 200, 500%, if you're looking for 1% a day, if you're looking to get in and out of things like this isn't for you. Okay. If you're not in this for 6 months, I would say go do something else. Go into the 1% a day things that last a couple of weeks and then you get totally wrecked, or maybe just hold your ETH, or maybe just do something else. This type of thing, Bernard bonds and DexFi treasury bonds, this is for long-term holders that believe in liquidity farming. And we've shown time and time again that the liquidity farming, these numbers aren't fake, ladies and gentlemen. Bernard bonds has paid out $210,000 in USDC since June 11th. Same thing over here, 663. That's $884,000 worth of rewards paid out since June 1st, because I think, or the last week of May, I think is when treasury bonds took effect. That is a ton of money. That's like 200 grand a month, AJ.
I know, brother. Let's go. Damn, that gets me bullish, Ryan. So yeah, I love what you went over, man. And we saw it in some of the groups today. Some clowns came in and started, saying, "I want to get rich quick." And yeah, the reality of rich quick is that it doesn't happen. And anybody trying to sell you a token or a meme that says you can get rich quick usually ends in tears. So yeah, man, I'm with you 100%. This is real passive income for the long run. The days of 100x and 1000x on a meme. Unfortunately, I think those days are getting fewer and fewer in between because of the institutions being here, and retail is just tapped out when it comes to that liquidity. But the smart investors, the ones that are here in bonds, they understand the power of this, and actually earning from fees, external yield, external revenue, without having to worry about somebody buying your token from you at a higher price. That is DeFi at its finest, and we're pioneering that. I mean, we have been for the last 4 years. We have institutional grade technology with the vaults. Again, you say it all the time, Ryan. I mean, some of these big companies could come in and buy the tech. And that is definitely what we have built towards, and all of you can use the vaults for free. I mean, obviously we take a little cut of the yield, but I know hedge funds pay millions of dollars a year for similar software in the stocks and trading space. So we have now been able to offer this to everybody we can, and the results are incredible. I mean, you just said it, man. What, almost $1 million in around less than 6 months, which is pretty incredible. And again, all of that is verifiable on chain. Literally, you click that little button right there, where the current fund value is. Yep, and that'll pull up the D bank, and you can track dollar for dollar every single position, every single payout, every single mint. Yeah, there you go, Ryan. So again, people have been minting. Look at all those mints.
Yeah.
They're loading up, man. Yeah.
Yeah. You can see, if you just click load more, guys, you can see it'll say take profits here, receive. There they deposit into a vault, $6,900. It's all here, guys. Everything is in front of you. And that's what people need to realize. Nobody else does this. Okay. No one uses DBank to track anything because you can't hide money here. Every single cent, just like AJ said, every single cent and every single little transaction is right in front of you. And I know people are looking for like, oh, I saw this, I saw that. You can't do it because it's impossible. You cannot hide money from DBank. Everything is right here. And that's what, and I think, in my opinion, any DeFi protocol, if you're not coming out with something that's something that doesn't, facilitate DBank in their protocol or something similar, I don't think it has a chance because people are sick of it. People are sick of the games that the devs are playing. I mean, there used to be 20% a day things. There used to be 1%, 2% a day things. Nobody's getting into that stuff. Like AJ said, with the institutional money here now and, things of that nature. People are sick of it. There's no room for it in the space. The more, I hate to say it, but the more centralized it gets, the better off I think everybody will be. That's my opinion. But we still need to keep our little slice of. I'm still a degen at heart, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, I'm still a degen. I love taking risks. I love, some people call it gambling. Great, it is. But that's just me. You guys do whatever you want to do. All I know is that it's 100% transparency here between Bernard bonds and DexFi and DexFi treasury bonds. Like I said, you can hook your wallet up. You can even start your own farms or your own pairs, and you can request it, and it works. People are doing it every single day, and they love it. I know people making a killing in some of these farms that they make, way more than the treasury bonds and Bernard bonds are making. But they're taking the time, to research the things, and they're watching charts, and they're doing this. I don't have time to do it, so I do the easy button. I like things easy. I'm not a smart guy. Everybody knows this, so this is what I do. It's called the easy button. Bernard bonds, treasury bonds. I love it. I love the transparency. Anything you want to add to that, AJ?
Yeah, no, Ryan. Again, this is the backbone of our entire system, and we've built the entire what we call mothership around this, and bonds are again as entry level and straightforward as it gets, and right now our goal as a team is to just get as much TVL into the vault and the bonds as possible. And like you said, Bernard bonds, treasury bonds, whatever they might be, you've been the most successful white label out of anybody. And honestly, we're not even really doing white labels anymore, just so we can focus on getting more TVL in the bonds that we have. And we have some cool announcements with that coming as well. But yeah, I mean, again, 3+ million in TVL overall. The vaults have upwards of, I think, 5 million. Since we saw the pullback today, it's probably a little bit less, but TVL is always growing. Yield is there, and yeah, man, we just gotta weather the storm. Obviously, we hate to see the markets dump, but over the long run, again, if you don't even in thinking in yearly cycles, 5-10 years from now, ETH will undoubtedly be higher. Bitcoin, everything will be higher than it is now. I think we get stuck in this mindset of like, bear and bull cycles, and what our portfolio is at in the moment. But as long as you have a long-term mindset, you're almost guaranteed to win. And we've seen that. I mean, again, look at every blue chip chart in the top 50 cryptos. It has been up and to the right, since the launch. So again, you got to just keep the fundamentals in check for sure.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's a fact. I mean, look at 2016. There's ETH right there. I mean, yeah, it dips and it dips. There's another 4 years. It's up and down, guys, but it's setting new all-time highs every cycle. And there's talks of super cycles. There's talks of the bear market's not going to be as bad. I mean, who knows what's going to happen, guys? All I know is the bull will run. It's probably going to be pretty soon. I think within the next 6 to 8 months is going to be, and most of 2026, I think is going to be amazing for any crypto holder. Millions will be made. And I love to see that. I love to see people make money. I'm going to be one of them, holding my bags. I will announce if I ever sell one Satoshi, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. I don't think I ever probably will, but
sure.
I will announce it. I'll do a special 15-minute video and I'll sell one live in front of you guys. I'll sell one Bitcoin and be like, here you go, guys, just to make you happy. I'm selling one Bitcoin, and we'll do that together just for the heck of it. And maybe we'll give away a bunch of it. I mean, who knows what we'll do. But yeah, with that said, I want to talk about this. I was going to bring it up later, but Henry Jones says, PACA 0% again on epoch number 2. My thoughts. So this is the second 15-day cycle that they're not paying anybody. There are reasons, ladies and gentlemen. They're buried in. They do not want to take the impermanent loss. They're waiting they hold everything in assets. The number says 4 million or whatever. I'm sure it's way down now, but they're looking for, they're waiting so they don't have to take this impermanent loss. My thoughts on that, guys, is I would have taken the impermanent loss 3 months ago or whenever this fiasco started, got the money out and started farming from scratch. Or you know what? We extended the olive branch and said, guys, this works. You don't have to put your whole TVL in it. 1 million, 2 million, whatever, doesn't matter. You guys can still farm on your own. They would have been paying their people out a juicy, probably 7 or 8% a month, okay, on their investments since then, not zero, and still buried in impermanent loss, trying to wait for them to be back in range. I think it's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Scott and Lee, I'm losing faith in you guys' smarts. I'm sorry to say that, but you know what? The offer is still out there. Take your impermanent loss. You see the percentages here. You will get those percentages, okay? Fair, plain and simple, all right? You buy some bonds, Bernard bonds, treasury bonds, whatever. Get out while the getting's good. Take your loss, man up, and you know what? It doesn't hurt. You can do it peacefully. You don't have to tell anybody you did it, okay? You can magically say, because you guys aren't doxing wallets anyway. So who knows what's going to be happening? You guys can be like, oh, a whale came into Bernard bonds or a whale came into treasury bonds. Maybe it was PACA. Nobody will ever know. So you know what? Swallow your pride, guys. Get in contact with me and AJ. Let us help you. We don't want to see people lose money. There are a ton of people, and these 38 people are in here right now, that would agree with me. And I think a lot, I've heard in the chat, you guys kicked me out, Scott and Lee, for whatever reason. I never said a word in there. But the people are getting angry, and angry people, it's not a good thing. So you know what? Swallow your pride. Contact me or AJ. Let's deal with it. And no names will be said. No wallets will be doxed. It'll be like whatever. Okay. So just throwing it out there again. I don't know, AJ, if you want to say anything else on that or.
Yeah, no doubt, Ryan. I mean, again, I had a lot of respect, but I'm losing it quickly because just the math is not mathing, in my opinion. I mean, I get it, there may be an impermanent loss, but that can't be an excuse to literally pay zero. I mean, again, just the quick math. I think when you pulled that up, it said about $3.5 million dollars in the current treasury. That would be producing $50,000 a week in payouts. So you're looking at what, 200 grand a month every epoch on that 3.5. So that is with our system. I mean, there is no excuse to not be paying anything to people. And again, I hate to make accusations, but the way it looks to me is I think they're trying to reduce liabilities through the marketplace, and they're forcing people to leave at a heavy discount. So now they don't have the liability that they did at one point. And to me, that is just completely shady in the fact that that's how they're doing it. So again, that's my personal opinion. I don't have facts because it's all black box with zero transparency anyway. But there are real solutions that can be deployed and fully transparent. We're not asking them to send money to a wallet that we can't see. Literally, everybody can see where the money goes to the penny, and start getting people paid out, man. It's really sucky. And we have a lot of people in bonds that were heavily affected in PACA and said, hey, I wish I would have known about bonds before this, because we literally we do everything the opposite of PACA. We show all the wallets. We're fully transparent. We do up to date AMAs every week. I mean, again, I hate to pour salt on the wound, but it's just getting really frustrating because that money could be put to work and earning. So
exactly. And there's people taking ass kicking on these. I mean, they're 70% discounts on these things, and people are buying them, guys. Whoever's for any of you watching who are buying these things, you need to get your heads checked, because if you haven't been paid in 4 months, are you really still buying something? Like, what are you buying? You're buying their liability. That you're getting them off the hook further and further down the road. Take responsibility. They need to take responsibility. Show what's going on. They need help. Okay, that's the bottom line. That's all I want to talk about. You know what, Scott Lee, reach out, please. Swallow your pride. Let's get something going. We want to help you. We want to help the team. We're not saying we're the best things in sliced bread, but you know what? It's working, and it's working very well. And it's got top-notch security. It's got full transparency. You guys do what you want with that. So we touched on that, guys. Good luck to everybody in PACA. Of course, we don't want to see anybody lose any money, but it looks like you guys are whatever. You might be SOL. So with that said, I think we covered Bernard Bonds pretty well. We need to talk about Plazm, obviously. This thing is taking off. Unbelievable. I mean, the stats are, what do we got for ETH in the thing? 105 ETH. There's $26,000 that I think this number right here, is that the profit that it's made? AJ?
Yep, 100%, Ryan. So yeah, the total ETH balance at the top there, that is now 105. Again, that's been going up and down with the overall vault value. Again, just like everything else, we have full exposure to the vaults. But people, that number is the highest I've seen it to date. even with the market going down. So that's really bullish. And in terms of dollar value, we also get exposure to the success of crypto. So this system has the best of both worlds. You get the underlying asset price appreciation with the bull run, and you get the yield. So yeah, the total number at the bottom, the 26,700, that is the amount of USDC that has been put into the buy and burn without any new users. I mean, again, that money came from fees, not new users, which is so bullish. I mean, that puts us at almost 100 grand by day 77 that we can then use to buy and burn indefinitely, and that number will always grow. Right now, it's about $1,000 a day in perpetual buy and burn without any new users. So really excited for this. Again, it takes the bonds concept and really amplifies it, through tokenizing of the bonds. And yeah, even with the market imploding, ESHARE price down, Plazm price down, your creates should still be in pretty good profit, Ryan. I mean, you did the 77 days. If you go to your portfolio, I'm sure you're way in the profit still. So yeah, look at that. Yeah, even a $2,000 create, you're valued at $32,000. So, and that's with the price of Plazm going down by 80% already. So yeah.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Plasma right now is $1.62. eShare is down to 619. eShare was like, what was the high on eShare? Like 50 some bucks?
Yeah, no doubt. So we
Yeah.
had a lot of swing traders come in when we announced Plazm. A lot of people bought it up and were, buying the rumor and selling the news. But that can easily get to $60, 10x from here. Just from Plazm alone. Because the other thing people forget to realize is the buy and burn has to go through eShare first. So that USDC that is from the buy and burn, it buys eShare and then buys Plazm with eShare because the main LP pool is eShare Plazm. So that will always push the price of eShare up with the buy and burn. And over time, we have many other mechanisms as well with EMP Fusion that will buy and burn eShare as well. So again, people are sleeping on eShare right now. Again, just with the overall market and sentiment, and people don't really understand how the protocol works. It's crazy to me. Even in the telegrams, people are this get rich quick, and some people have made money, sold, and left, and that's okay because every time somebody does that, it's more value for all of us that will be here for multiple cycles because day 150, of the protocol could be two, three, $4,000 a day buying and burning Plazm. So those that stick around are going to benefit from that. So that again is really, really cool, and really one of the only protocols that mathematically guarantees, diamond handlers make the most. So I'm excited for that.
Yeah. And speaking of diamond hands, ladies and gentlemen, that is me in Plazm. I've already committed that I'll be taking my my stakes, which are right here. Okay. Let's just look at the details. I've got what do we got? 77 days. I went on both of them. I put about $2,000 of eShare in one and $2,000 worth of ETH on base on day one, about 2 or 3 hours in the protocol. So I didn't get right in on it because I didn't care. But I'm not expecting to get $18,000 and $13,000 on day 77. Okay, I'm realistic. I know people are going to come in, take profits, and get out. Like AJ said, that's bullish. Let the paper hands leave. I'm committed to not taking 1 cent of profit, okay, for 5 cycles. All right, that's 385 days. I'm going to roll everything back in. I'm going to do another 77-day stake. I'm compounding everything in both of these. And guess who's going to win at the 385-day cycle? And you guys are going to watch it live in front of your face on day 385. Guess who's going to be laughing? I guarantee it's going to be this guy. I don't know what you think about that, AJ, but you know what I mean?
Yeah, brother, I love it, man. I love you always put your money where your mouth is, Ryan, and it will be a documented, HBO miniseries of how much money Ryan made. Because yeah, with the buy and burn, again, as long as bonds are still a thing and crypto is still a thing, it is mathematically guaranteed to push the floor price of Plasm up. And we're gonna see some fireworks once the majority of supply is out. And if you're compounding, again, we encourage people to take profit. Not everybody is a DeFi stuntman like Ryan is, but with that 1 year mindset, I think you're going to see incredible results. And really, what it boils down to is you're able to earn more plasm than you would ever be able to buy off the market. And so, again, that is the key to the protocol by doing creates and then staking the supply that you have earned. That is going to get you way more plasm than you would ever be able to just buy off the market. And so once you realize that, and again, we've been saying it every week since we launched, doing the longest creates possible with ETH or ESHARE, and then rolling that into staking with a 2 or 3 cycle mentality, that is the best formula to win. And again, I think that people are going to be really shocked when we do get to scale, because another 2 months from now, when all the supply starts coming out, we can really ramp up the buy and burn. Right now, we're only utilizing 1% of the buy and burn. Well, when after day 77, we could potentially use 100% of the buy and burn, because it's always being refilled. And that's literally thousands of dollars a day without ever depleting the treasury. And that is really, really powerful. Again, all these other protocols, Hex, Titanx, Wise, all of them have had, the ultimate failure. Even though some are still around and still producing, the treasury always drains. And so we have solved that issue moving forward. And that, again, is why I think Plasm is a game changer. And, another few months and people will really start to see it play out.
Yeah. And guys, when I do this, now I've got 2 creates. When day 77 comes, I'm going to put, the first create into another 77-day create, and then I'm going to do the other 77 days, the other $2,000. I'm going to do a stake. I don't care if this, this is 9,600% right now, and this one's like 75. I don't care if this is 10%. I read, and this is 10,000. I'm doing it anyway because I want every single person to know what the right play would have been. It's woulda, coulda, shoulda. That's what I'm trying to prove to people here. And, I'm trying to people long-term mindset. I know Peter just asked, why is Plazm considered a long-term multi-cycle plan when it's theoretically supposed to give us huge returns the first time? There could be huge returns the first time, Peter. You know what? Nobody ever knows. It depends on how many paper hands dump everything on day 77, 78. Maybe we got some smart people this time. You never know. I don't know what your thoughts on that is, AJ.
Yeah, Brian, I think you said it perfectly, Ryan. The whole idea is that, yes, that ROI that you see on the screen, if nobody sells and we get to the end of day 77, that is the actual ROI that you would get. Now, obviously, people don't play by the rules. They don't have a long-term mindset. We've seen it happen from day one. It's gone from, 20,000% ROI to down 9. And by the time it's said and done, it may only be 300 or 400%. But again, that is incredible in terms of yield when it's backed by this buy and burn that never depletes. And again, if you are willing to stick it out, it could easily be higher ROI than even that. So we're all here to make money, and Plasm is, again, one of the only protocols that is not a zero sum game. Meaning, I'm in Plasm, Ryan's in Plasm. Because of the buy and burn, both of us can be in profit, without selling on each other's heads. And again, when people finally realize that, then this gets really powerful. And as a community, right now, we just want to be able to create and stake as much as possible for the first few cycles, because that puts more and more Ethereum into the treasury, and then we get to a point where we're unstoppable. I talk about numbers in all of our own AMAs, but I don't know if I've ever mentioned it here. One of the biggest protocols that did this daily creation setup was TitanX. And TitanX, even to this day, although the buy and burn's on pause, there's about $18 million in that buy and burn. If we had 18 million in our treasury bonds doing yield, that would be $50,000 a day in buying and burning. So, guys like Ryan, a year from now, you sell a little bit of Plazm, and you're making literally tens of thousands of dollars a day, because it's just pushing the price up, up and up and up and up. So again, the scale gets to be incredible when we get there. So, again, it is a long-term mindset. It's hard to see the future sometimes, but we're not able to calculate the future in the ROI, so we have to show what is the current ROI, and that's where that comes from, Pete, to answer the original question for sure.
Right. Yeah. And guys, all you can do a create or a stake with eShare or ETH on base, obviously. Here you can eShare. It's on Pancake Swap now, right? Or is it Uniswap?
Yeah, so it's on Uni, and we are working on. There is a swap feature on the Plazm website. Unfortunately, it's having a hard time indexing it, but we're working on that right now. Hopefully, in the next week or two, you'll be able to swap right on the Plazm website. But yeah, you can get it on base on Uniswap, and we have the contract address and all the socials. And one more thing too, Ryan, before I forget. We have a new addition coming to Plazm as well. We'll talk about that on Thursday with our own AMA. But those that are overwhelmed by the stake and create features are gonna love what we have coming. Hopefully by the end of the week. So stay tuned for that. It'll make it even more simple to get involved. We love simplifying things in DeFi. So again, if you haven't gotten in Plazm, or maybe you are just experimenting, once that comes out, it'll make it a lot easier for you, for sure.
Right. Yeah. So either eShare or ETH on base, guys, you can do a create. I know if you get in the Telegram group, and thank God for Furry Blue Me, which is Grover, obviously, in the Telegram. He's answered almost every single question for us. So welcome back anytime, Grover. Me and AJ could just keep on blabbing, and you answer questions in the chat. It's a beautiful thing.
For sure.
He's smarter than all of us. I mean, so yeah, he's
the goat. He's the man. So yeah, shout out to you, Robert. Thanks for always putting in the effort, man, for sure.
Yeah, it's perfect. And they've done multiple scenarios in the Telegram group, guys. All this stuff is in the description. If you want to get into Plazm, the link is in the description. If you want to get into the Telegram group, which I highly suggest, please go in there. Grover is in there all the time explaining stuff. I don't know how he has the patience for it, but hats off to you, Grover. I have zero patience with that stuff. People drive me crazy. Just want to throw it out there. I appreciate you, and so does a lot of other people. People are creating like schematics and showing ladders if you do a 30-day stake, and then if you do a create each day, you could take profits each day or whatever. Some people want to do that. I'm all in for 77 days for the next year, because I just want to prove a point, and I want you guys to see what could have happened or what should have happened, or maybe I'll get wrecked. I don't know. I'm excited to see, but you guys are going to see it live. I'm just stoked to do that. Let's come and be like, hey guys, guess what? We're having a party. All you guys are invited. And hopefully that's what we can do. So is there anything else we need to talk about Plazm, AJ?
Yeah, no, I think we covered a lot with Plazm. Again, don't underestimate it. And there is no right or wrong answer. That's something else we talk about a lot. Whether it's, treasury bonds, Bernard bonds, Plazm, EMP, anything under our umbrella, HVM, which we'll talk about next, EarnFi, we'll talk about that too. All the things that we do, it isn't a one protocol is better than the other. It's really a way to diversify into our ecosystem, and then it's up to you to decide, what protocol you like best. We do always say to start with bonds because another really cool thing is, you buy $1,000 worth of Bernard bonds, then every week you can use the yield to go into other protocols like Plazm or EarnFi or other things. You essentially create your own little money printer to speculate, and that is a very healthy way to continue to get involved and build your portfolio without taking on a ton of risk. So yeah, 100%.
Yeah, for sure. So any questions on Plazm, guys, go into the Telegram. There is more, like I said, Free Bloomy, aka Grover. He is in there. He will answer anything for you. He's an amazing person, and please do that. Like we're almost halfway through. We're at day 37, ladies and gentlemen. So we're almost halfway through the first 77 days, and I'm super excited. I'm sure there'll be a dump in 77 days, but you know what? We're gonna do it live with you. I don't care what day of the week it comes on. I'll wait till day 80 or whatever, even if I get in at worse prices. Doesn't matter. You guys know how I am. We're gonna do it live. We'll show you how to do it right here. Do creates, do stakes, and you know how we roll. We do everything 100% transparent. So with that said, do we need any huge news in Honor versus Madness, AJ?
Yeah, no doubt, Ryan. I know we said we were going to go over it next week. I know you have a mature stake coming up. We did have an issue with our smart contract. So if you are having your original, I know, Ryan, you were part of the pre-sale. So that trial of the abyssal throne right there, that one, again, that one at the top, not the one at the bottom. If you are having a problem claiming or withdrawing that, please open a ticket in Discord or reach out to our official Universe Madness Telegram. Or you can message me or Ryan directly. Just don't get scammed. And we'll have to initiate that manually for you. But we've gone through a bunch this week. All of you have been really cool about it. And yeah, just unfortunately, when we got rid of staking rewards, we weren't able to update the original staking contract. So all the other ones, though, the one at the bottom there, Ryan, the 1 month, when that's ready to withdraw, you should be able to withdraw no problem on all the rest. So, but
Okay.
yeah, no other news. We're working on our pack sale. We were hoping to have it ready by October, but we've been building and development has been hard. But hopefully we'll have an announcement by the end of November for the first code pack sale for the game. So everything's been going forward. Although it not as fast as we had hoped, we're still on all the original time frames to have the playable alpha by the end of the year and then the full game released by next year. So
sweet. All right. Yeah. So H versus Honor versus Madness, guys. We've been talking about this since, well, I don't know. It's been over a year now.
yeah, no doubt. You were in. It was right around this time, October
look
of
at this.
2024.
Today, 1 year today.
Yeah, there you go. Look at that,
November
man.
4th,
Wow,
2024.
that's killer. I love it. Well, yeah. Well, open a ticket, Ryan, and we'll get you your what is that, 1.5 million GG, and then yeah, the principal on top. So
Oh yeah, I'm glad we
the
looked at
interest.
this. I didn't even realize I had that anymore. Well, whatever. We'll figure it out. We're not going to panic about that. I will do that. So yeah, that's Honor versus Madness, guys. We need to touch on EarnFi. Last month we made 3%. As you can see, guys, I always show my bags. I got 50 stacks into this thing. Okay. I've been through 4 cycles with this 50 grand in, and I've made I think I've made 12,500 in 4 cycles total, I believe. Without doing anything. Okay. That's 25% I've made in 4 months. So average of 6, there is nothing wrong with 6% a month. Okay. So now monthly profit says 6%, guys. That's the target. We've done in the last 4 or 5 months, we've done 2 months at 3%. There's never been 0. Okay. We've done 2 3%. We did a 12. We did a couple or 3 6%. So it's been good. Obviously, you know, this isn't crypto. You pay in crypto, but it gives you you know, you can what they do is they trade in for actual fiat, and they go S&P 500, and AJ will talk about that. But the monthly profit target is 6%. The team does not get paid if it's less than 6%. All the profits go to the holder. Anything above 6% is a 60-40 split in favor of the investor. Okay, so last March or April, whatever month it was, they made 24%. My cut was 18.5% that month. Okay, that was an amazing month. Unfortunately, I didn't have 50 stacks into it. I only had like $2,000 into it, but still, it was crazy. We haven't seen that since, and maybe AJ will touch on that as well. As you can see right now, there's 9 days left, which is about this week and the rest of next week, because it only trades Monday through Friday, guys. All right, because it's a real trading bot, trading S&P 500, some gold, some silver, some forex, a little bit of everything. Real world assets, guys, not fake internet money like, you know, like crypto, some people call it. When this timer's up, guys, whoever's in has 4 days, 96 hours to compound. If you want to compound, do nothing, it automatically does it. You can take rewards. You can take rewards, end your initial, and leave. It does not affect the protocol. Okay, you can take it, leave. It takes USDC on ETH, and it's $100 minimum. There's multiple wallets with $100 in. They're just trying it out, seeing how it's going. And maybe they'll ape in one day, and or they won't. They just want to, you know, be in the ball game, which is great. It's fine. I got 50 grand in, and that's what I'm comfortable with. It's always given me a return. Some people say, "Oh, 3%, my God." You guys aren't making 3% in a whole bunch of things in the real world. Okay, so don't lie to yourself. I have a Thrivent Financial account with the only reason is because he's a good buddy of mine. He's only a block away. He makes me 4%, and then he knocks me for 2 for his fee. And it's like, what am I doing? But you know what? He's a buddy. I'll leave it in there. I don't care. Whatever. So, you know, if you trade and stuff like that, yeah, you're probably making better. But this is what I choose to do. I'm comfortable with 50,000 into it, and that's what we're doing. So, AJ, I don't know what you want to add to that.
Yeah, no doubt, Ryan. It was a great overview. Again, this is our experiment into AI related trading bots. So again, we have great success with AI in everything else that we do, and this was something that people wanted to see. It is still currently in beta. We don't really even talk about this other than with Ryan, again, as a courtesy to your community and all the support that you've given us. And yeah, I mean, so far so good. Obviously, we'd love to see the 12 to 18% months again. We could easily see that happen. And we're just continually trying to dial in the bot. Sometimes volatility is good, but sometimes there's too much volatility. We've had kind of a slow beginning of this cycle. Although I did just post in the Telegram today, we did about $1,200 profit today alone. So again, we don't have all winning trades, but overall it's been at least between 3 to 6% a month since we started. So and again, it could all go to zero tomorrow. It could be 0 for the month. But we're hoping that we continually get the AI bot dialed in, and it becomes more and more and more profitable over time. And we are actually looking to release the software to run your own bot as well. So it may start in crypto just because it's a lot easier to train on the blockchain data. And again, some of some of the brokerages can get a little weird about using automated software in their systems. So we're doing our best to navigate that as well. But as of right now, it's on a licensed and insured brokerage. Like Ryan said, you have to use USDC to get in and out. But everything is done off chain for the trading. And yeah, it's stocks, a little bit of commodities, some silver, gold. Nothing crazy. And we do use a little bit of leverage. Again, that's one of the reasons we've been able to have less or more profit is, if we ramp up the leverage, we get a little more profit, but then we're also a lot more risky. So we're trying to really have the best of both worlds moving forward. So yeah, when the window opens again, you can feel free to get involved or leave, withdraw, and leave. So you've been paid every month, right, Ryan? So
I've been paid every single month. Yep. So if you guys are interested, 9 days, 10 hours. So that's like what is that? I don't know. Next Friday or Saturday, this thing will open up for 4 days, 96 hours. You can deposit USDC on ETH and fire away. That's up to you. It's just another tool in my toolbox to make passive income, and that's what I love. I'm in this heavy. I'm into Bernard bonds way more than this. I'm into honor versus badness for a ton too, and I'm into treasury bonds. I'm into EMP. The reason why I'm in it, guys, is because the co-founder and the founder is right in front of your face every single weekend doing like 3 AMAs. He is the king of AMAs. He's all over the internet. He's doxxed, and it's no smoke and mirrors. He doesn't hide anything, guys. Okay, so that's important to me. That's why I only deal with AJ on anything, because if I ask him a question, he answers it. And he's always in the Telegram, guys, answering. If you can't get a hold of him there, DM me. I'll get an answer for you. We are here to help. We are here to answer questions every single week on Tuesday nights. And that is what I love. So that's EarnFi. Anything else we need to talk about? What else? We got so many things. I have no idea.
No,
maybe we'll just run over the new thing, guys, coming at the end of the month. We're calling it a community jackpot. Okay. The real terms would rhyme with shower stall or pottery. You guys can do your own thing there. Okay.
Yes.
But we're calling it a community jackpot. It's going to be amazing. It's going to feed the Bernard Bonds TVL. It's going to be amazing. $2 to get in. 10 winners each week. If you actually get all the numbers, it's going to be big. It's real yield. It's not a Ponzi, guys. I'm excited about it. We're going to give a whole bunch more information every single week, a whole bunch more next Tuesday. We'll probably maybe even go over the white paper a little bit. We'll see we're still working some things out because we want to make sure everything's perfect. It's going to be smart contract, everything, security, all the good stuff, guys. Fully, everything's trackable. All that good stuff. So, with that said, guys, I don't know what else there is. We talk about so much every week, and I appreciate there was 40 people at some point, but I always usually get about 500 views, on this one, the first 24 hours. I appreciate everybody tuning in, and I don't know, AJ, are we okay to,
yeah, we can wrap it up. I think that was everything. I am also really bullish on the community jackpot protocol. Again, we're always building in our ecosystem. It'll have its own name, but under the hood, it will feed every single penny into Bernard bonds, which again is bullish for everybody, because the more TVL in bonds, the more we're able to diversify and earn. And ultimately, like I said, when somebody wins the mega prize, that would just liquidate the bonds that were put in, and that's a 10% bonus to all of us that are in Bernard bonds. So it's a win-win for everybody. And I saw another comment of how big will the jackpot be. That's up to the community. Again, if we get $1 million of deposits, in the first month or two, that could be, again, some incredible jackpots through the real yield. So, again, that's feeding the system on those numbers could be, 5-10 grand, or more a week. And then again, just continually growing and growing and growing without relying on new users. So we're really pushing this real yield concept into every protocol that we can imagine and think of. And so this is just the next step in all that. So really excited to bring that to life and continue building for the future. So
exactly. Real yield, ladies and gentlemen, okay? 100% transparency. Everything's on DBank for you to see. What's going where, who's getting what's happening. Nobody else in the space does it. This is what I love about it, ladies and gentlemen. And this is why I love talking to AJ every Tuesday night, because we go over it all. right in front of you. We take your questions. If not, you can DM us. We'll answer them there. And nobody else is doing it. And that's important to me. I know it's important to you. I've been with AJ for over 4 years. And he's been in it 11 years. I've been in it for like 7, into DeFi. And that's a long time. And we've seen a lot of things in those years. We hold ETH and Bitcoin when it's cheap. And that's why we're so bullish, because we know what's coming, or we think we know what's coming. God knows what's coming. But I mean, we're hoping. And
Sure.
AJ always continues to adapt. He continues to build. And that's what I love about them. They never stop. And it's just great. We got EarnFi, DexFi, we got treasury bonds, Honor versus Madness, Plazm, Bernard bonds. It's all here, guys, all under one roof, all under one founder. And then we got something else coming out too, the whole community jackpot. And I love that. It's something different. It's going to feed the Bernard bond treasury. So stay tuned next Tuesday. We will give out more information on it. I cannot wait, especially for $2 to get in. All right, guys. So with that said, guys, we're going to wrap it up. It's been an hour and 20 minutes already. I got things to do yet tonight. I know AJ does. He's a busy guy. So with that said, guys, I hope everybody has a great rest of their Tuesday evening, and we'll see you in the next one.